So Council of Dads is this story. It's based on a book about a dad who gets osteosarcoma, and that's pretty much a death sentence. That's a pretty nasty form of cancer. So there's hope that he'll survive, but when he realizes that he's not going to survive, he wants to have a lasting effect on his children after he goes, and so he figures that he could put together this Council of Dads, which is people in his life that he knows will be able to impart his perspective on the world and guidance for his children after he's gone. So that's the premise of the story. Everyone that is a part of this show is, without exaggeration or the typical, schmooze, is a really great group of people. I mean, this is just one of the most meaningful jobs I've been a part of in the 20 plus years I've been doing this. I think Scott Perry is who I would like to be in real life. I would love to have the, presence of mind to figure something like this out in the midst of, a life-threatening disease. I certainly feel this strongly about my kids and how they're gonna, grow up and see the world. I definitely would love it if they could carry some of my, points of view with them throughout life. I mean, that's kind of the point of parenting, right? Trying to raise them right by your ideals. So I just have a lot of respect for Scott. I really wanted to play him with that in mind. But being in Savannah, I think is one of the coolest parts of the show. It's such a unique city. It is, it's like clean New Orleans, I mean, it's got that fun vibe. It's just, there's no disgusting Bourbon Street to deal with, This is just a classy, gorgeous city, a lot of cool, charming people, and a lot of interesting history. So we're lucky to be here, and the people have been awesome. So I'm glad that it's like a character in the show. I think that's one of the cool aspects of the show is the diversity in the cast and how they want to represent all these different people. I think that's incredibly important at any time in history, but especially right now with the climate the way it is. I think inclusivity is really important, and this show is going to represent that. I would describe the show Council of Dads as being a very sweet story about this collection of people raising a collection of kids together. It's something that when I first read the script, I thought, this is just kind of this old way. They say it takes a village to raise a child, but it's also this very new idea. And, it's around, it centers around a sad story, but it's uplifting, and I'm really excited for the opportunity to play, such a pivotal role in the fabric of this series. So Scott finds out that he has this really aggressive form of cancer, and he has to have surgery and then go through chemotherapy. It's tricky. It presents all these situations, these thoughts, and this idea that he has is to, if he goes, he wants someone to come, he wants someone to be there for his kids, and so, of course his wife will be there for his kids, but he's thinking more in terms of like the father figure. Who will that be? And so that's where he comes up with the idea for the Council of Dads. And I just, think of this character as somebody who's very, just this open-hearted person. They've adopted all these kids together, this couple. They clearly just never say no. They were always saying yes. And so this is just more of that, like just wanting to provide and help and create guidance. So that's kind of how I think of this character, is just very open, very loving. And it did. So yeah, I have 2 kids. It did make me think about it quite a bit. How would they, without you there, my own dad passed away, and I miss him greatly. Could have used his advice, at times. So it totally made me think of that, and kind of started piecing together my own Council of Dads in my head. I think that is the kind of show that will strike up a conversation.